Hi, in this video we're going to look at how to design this type of flyer using Photoshop. Before we begin, please like this video if you find it useful, subscribe if you are not yet subscribed, and turn on the notification bell. Share this video to your friends and social media platforms. Let's dive in. When you open up Photoshop, you're gonna see an interface like this. The first thing that we're going to do is to create a new document, right? To do that, simply press Ctrl N on your keyboard, or you can come to this button here that says new file. For now, I'm going to use this portrait size. Before I start, I must mention this is not a print flyer. This is for web purposes, for Facebook, Instagram, whatsoever, right? Okay, my resolution is on 300 pixels per inch, width 8 inches by 10 inches. I can change this to centimeters if I want to, but it's all the same. Okay, let's go and create our document. So when you open Photoshop, this is what you see. Nothing going on here. So we have to start with our brief. And before I start, let me like to mention that I have everything downloaded in one folder, right? So these are my resources that I'm going to use, and this is a fictional brand. It's not something that exists, but it is for educational purposes only. For this purpose that I'm doing here, to offer you guys free training tutorials, right? When you're designing, you always want to make sure that you have all your files in one folder. This is just going to help you to arrive at a concept faster, and also to deliver your work much more professionally or much more organized. Now, when you're doing a flyer for a client and they don't give you a brief, you must insist that they give you a brief. Why must you do so? So that you know exactly what you're working toward and you have a clear understanding of what they need. It's always best that this brief is written down. Whenever you are confused or stuck, you can go back and refer to the original brief. Always insist that they give you a brief. Okay, so let's go back to our flyer. Let me start with the background. Right now I don't have anything. It's my first time doing this flyer, right? So I haven't done this flyer. Let me see how I do that. Just can rotate that. You can see what I'm doing. I'm trying to rotate this and I'm adjusting using the control panels, right? So this is my basic background, right? Looks better than white. Okay, so here's my background. The next thing I would love to do is to bring in my logo or my brand name. Let's see. I don't have a logo for this. I'm just gonna use a simple icon, right? This icon here, and it's black. It's pixelated. Let's see. The quality is not so good, but like I said, this is just for educational purposes. If this was a real project, I was going to ensure that I have everything in order, right? Now, before I start, I think let me start with the colors also. Let me just bring in the colors and just copy this hex, copy this, then can do rectangles just to see. What was the last color I did? This. I'm going to duplicate that. That's right. Let me fix this. So that's my first color. Let's say first color, right? The second color would be white. Oh, okay, plain white. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, now, so these are the colors that are suggested, right? We're gonna see if they work out, but they should work. It looks like a nice palette. 3 colors, not too colorful. They work well together. Now let's see if this works for our brand. So what I like to do is I would like to group this, Ctrl G, and let me just edit this colors, and let me close, and I can close that. You can just hide. You can hide that. Okay. I see that the background with this blue is not the same, right? but I still want to keep this gradient. So what I'll do is I'll come down here under this layer make a new solid color layer. Then I'll use the eyedropper tool to highlight this color. Right now, this background is I want it to maintain this gradient, so I'll play around with my blending options to see how I'm gonna achieve that effect. Let's see, luminosity still doesn't do. Well, luminosity works, but let's see. I think luminosity works, although it's giving me this. But let me see how I can do there. Yeah, I think this works. Just a bit of white. Now, the next thing, let me bring in my subject image, right? Okay, this is a cleaning flyer, right? So let's just start with that. What do they give us here? It's Gleam and Shine. That's our logo. Okay, it's fine. Services offered: residential cleaning, commercial, carpet upholstery. Okay, now these are the services that are being offered. So when you're doing business design or the highlights of services rendered by a company, you always want to make sure you list their services, right? You need to have a main subject, right? Could be an image of a person, or could be text, or could be a picture of a car if you're selling cars, picture of food if it's a food flyer, pictures of a computer if it's a computer. So depending on the scenario you're working with, you want to have something that's going to highlight or something that's going to expose the whole concept, right? What I'm going to do, I'm going to create something that summarizes all of the services, right? So to do this, I select my text tool. I can simply press T, the letter T on your keyboard. Then I'm going to type in home, and oh yeah, that's something, right? And sign, but I'm trying to make everything summarized. Home and office, right? Home and office, and I'll leave that as is. And I'll duplicate this by pressing Ctrl J. Or I can click here, then look for duplicate layer, right? Then okay, that's it. Then I'll hold Shift and drag it down, right? Home and office, cleaning, caps lock cleaning, services, okay, services. Now you can see that all my letters are caps, or else I didn't type them in caps. You can see home and office on the preview layer here. It says they are all small caps. Then here it says the first letter of the word is uppercase, right? But when I look here, I see everything is in all caps. The reason for this is this text is formatted using this character option, right? So if I do this let me select the text, both of them, Control to select multiple layers, then there it is. So now you see that my text is now back to the normal way how it is here. So let me just change that to home and office. I might want to change this back to all caps if I see office. Right now this is too small. Let me control and select all of them, and I'll enlarge this. Okay, home and office clean. Now I'm seeing that I don't have much contrast. Let me just close that. So this is my main text, right? I need to format this to make it look better. Now okay, so I would like to make this a bit light. Let's say medium works well. Now cleaning services, I think it will work well in caps. I don't know. Cleaning services. So when somebody sees this, they'll know that, oh, this flyer or what I'm about to read is about a brand that offers cleaning services. In what services? Home and office cleaning services, right? Now I need to format this and make it look just a bit. Can make this bigger. So now notice how adjusting this using the transform tool also adjusts the properties here, right? So this will stay the same. Because I'm adjusting proportionally. I can adjust text by two ways by doing this. or by using Ctrl T. But I don't like using this method because if I adjust the text size, I'll still need to adjust my leading and my kerning, right? It's better for me to use the transform tool because this keeps all the properties in proportion and they're adjusted accordingly, right? Okay, there we go. Now that's my title, home and office clean shapes. Now this I can make it smaller, then I can want to see how this will play out, so that's why I'm changing the different ways to see what I like. Your preference may be different. What matters is that it does make sense, it does not break design rules, and it does not throw the readers off, right? So let's see if I adjust this. I think that's fine, and I'm using one font family. So when you're designing, try to limit the amount of fonts that you use. You can limit it to 1, 2, 3. More than 3, it's a risk. But yeah. Okay, so there we go. Home and office cleaning set. Let me just make sure that's okay. I think that's fine. If my text is there, I think it's gonna be fine. The next thing, I'm still gonna work on the background, right? The background, I can see it's not working the way I would love it to work. Let me just bring this back to normal and see how that works. No, still, I like the blue, but still doesn't work. But anyways, it's fine. We are going to fix that. Home and clean saves. Now let's bring in our logo that we brought. So that's a simple icon that I downloaded, and it's in black. So there are two ways that I can change the color here. It's not advisable if you're working with a real brand to change the color of their logo, but if it's something that's simple, you can put it in black, white, if that aligns with their brand colors, with the color palettes. Every brand has its preferred color palette for reasons known to them, or for reasons pertaining to the demographics and psychographics of the clients. That's another topic that we're going to talk about later on. So I can adjust it using my blending options and simply go to color overlay. Since this is one color, right, and there's no right, I can do that, or I can do a color fill and make it a clipping mask. But I think the best way would be to do the blending options, or you can use a color fill, solid color. Wait, so I want it to be a bit yellowish, right? Not so yellow, not so saturated. You can just make it lighter, and I'll simply right click on my layer, create clipping mask. You can see there it is. Now if I want to change the color, I'll simply click on the color, then I'll adjust it accordingly, right? Now let me leave it there. Okay, I can turn this off. Yeah, so you can see that now the contrast between the letters and the background is good now. Okay, I think that background won't work for me. Let me try to bring another background, place embedded. Let's see what I downloaded. I downloaded this image. Let's see how it works. And yeah, I like the direction now. Okay, so that's blending options. Yeah, that's beautiful. This luminosity, I think divide works better. So yeah, it's just now we have our basic layouts there. Nothing much going on. Now let's bring in our subject, right? Subject of a person or something that will bring identify as cleaning, right? Okay, I have this. I do have these images. I do have this med. There's one picture that I didn't download, so let me just make sure I download that. I need to download this PNG. Okay, sorry, let me just refresh that. Okay, here's my image, right? So this is my main subject or my main image, right? And it is full length. Okay, so let's see. Okay, I think it will look better if she's facing the other side. Okay. Now, as it is, she's using too much space, so I would think I can work with covering this part, right? Yeah, let's just cover this part and make the picture a bit half, and they can just make this. So I love using shapes in design. If you look at all my designs, both for tutorials or for client work, you see that I use shapes in all that I do. The reason for this is because shapes are the basic elements of design. One of the elements of designs are going to be shapes. You have color, shapes, and all those elements, right? So you might want to get familiar with using them. You may be using them already, but you're just not aware of what they are pertaining to design, right? So you might want to get yourself familiarized with those terms, elements of design, principles of design, and all those design rules. Okay. Now this, I don't see this working well. I make white. Okay. White works well. Let's see this. What I'm trying to do is to make this image here, right? To make the image blend more. Yeah, blend well or fit well, right? That's why I'm playing with all this. Okay, I think this. Okay, let's see. File, let's embed it. Now let's bring in that image of ours. Now I know you're asking, why am I bringing in this image that I already have? Well, my goal is to make this a clipping mask. So remember, you right click, create clipping mask, or you can hold Control Alt and the letter G on Windows, right? If you have a Windows PC, that's a shortcut. I'm not sure about a Mac computer, but if most people are on Windows, so that would work out, right? And let me just blend. I think that will be fine. And let's see. Okay, again, I can scale this up because I want that light blue, right? Okay. This is my. Now let's see if I bring this back. See if that will work. Yeah, I think that can work. I'm thinking of just closing the wall area here, right? Now I need to make a way. I need to make this blend well, right? Let's treat this image, this picture, the lady's picture. You can see it's a smart object. Go to filter, camera raw filter, right? It lacks some details. It's soft and does not fit well. But yeah, we'll fix that. So the first thing I would like to do is to increase the detail, right? To make the, so I can increase the texture. I don't know if you can see any difference on that. And the exposure, you can make it bigger. Yeah, you can do exposure. Right, then my highlights, let's see the highlights. Let me work it though. Okay. Let me, yeah, can increase that. And the blacks, that's the hair and all those things. The white, just increase it a bit. Okay, then vibrance, I think that's fine. Okay, for now let's leave it like this and see how it looks. Yeah, much better, right? Although it looks a bit more too saturated. Let me just go back and fix that. Yeah, so that's design, guys. You're going to be adjusting a lot, because one thing is how it's gonna look on the camera raw filter and how it's gonna look on the canvas is going to be different, because on the camera raw filter, remember, you only have working the PNG, right? It's one layer. But when you go back to the canvas, you see that you are working with I can see the properties there. Okay. Now when you go back to the canvas, you're going to see that you are working with Well, let me adjust this. I can adjust here. You see that you are working with other elements. There's color, there's background, so all those things would differ, right? So right now I can see the image is too saturated. I want to fix that. Why is it slow? Yeah, there's my properties. I need to just the saturation, right, and the vibrance. Can put that on 0. Now this is my image, right? Now everything looks basic. Everything is looking basic, right? Now I can skew this to see how this is gonna work. So what I'm doing right now is I held Control T, right? And I'll hold Control and come to this anchor point, and I'll hold Shift as well. Control and Shift are being held down while I adjust upwards, right? I can just move this down here, right? So I'm creating this sort of like skew rectangle or skew shape. So it's only a rectangle, but yeah, then I can do the same thing. I can Control J, which is duplicate this, and I'll bring it behind the lady. Now I'll bring this behind the lady, right? And I'll do that. So that's a different color. So now it creates this sort of effect like she's in between these two layers, right? Then I can make that a different color. Let me get a lighter blue. Lighter blue, right? Let's have that look. Doesn't look bad. Okay, I might want to consider on this. I can make this also skew, right? The angle there of adjustment, but its text doesn't look the same. But anyways, I think that's right about it, right? Now let me see how that works. Yeah, that fits well. Guess it's aligned well. Home and cleaning services. Wow, I'm surprised I got this in the first try. Now this looks better than just everything being flat, right? The next thing I'm going to do is to bring in my company name. Sorry, I should have done that earlier. So this is the company name is called Gleam and Shine. Gleam and Shine, right? Okay, so there we go. Gleam and shine and shine and shine. Okay, so that's my okay, I can make this Montserrat too. Make it bold, and I can increase this date here, right? All caps. Yeah, it looks better. It looks a bit real. Gleam and Shine. Gleam and Shine services. I have to adjust this, or I can Gleam and Shine. Yeah, looks better. Then I'll adjust this. Let's make this. Okay, so when you're doing leading, right? When you're working with leading, you might want to make sure the value between the font size and the leading is on a difference of 1, 2, or 0. It depends. Well, it depends on what you're working with, right? But I like to keep mine on close values. On close values. So let's go on with that. So that's Gleam and Shine. Then I can adjust my logo a bit. My icon logo rather. Can just adjust the icon a bit. Then there we have. So that's our company name. I think it's a bit too light. I can do with some stroke. And color. Let me make sure that it's the same color with what's in the size. Size can be just 1, right? Well, I'm doing this for the sake of making it a bit more detailed. Okay, so now that we have that, I'll simply duplicate this, right? Remember we have a description, making every corner shine with top quality, hassle-free cleaning service. So that can sell. Now that can sell. Now that is something that is it's straight to the point, right? It's a clean copy, straight to the point. and it's convincing, right? Very professional. So when you're doing flyers for a client, make sure they give you a nice copy, right? Sorry, make sure they give you a copy that can work. Or if what they give you doesn't make sense, suggest it to them, open to them, tell them, yes, I see you wrote this and this, but how about we do this? Or can we make it a bit shorter? Or because I've worked with clients that will give you a copy that is 10 pages long to fit on one flyer, and that's not healthy, because what happens now is that you end up making the whole, it's a one-page flyer, right? It's not a brochure, so end up making the whole flyer looking cluttered and no room for the design to breathe. So it's always good that you summarize everything into 1 or 2 sentences, right? If it's something that is needed, right, that is very vital and there's no way around it, find a way to incorporate it in the flyer. That's being creative. Always make a plan. There are things that clients will ask you that you know that they do not make sense, right? Or you know that they can't work. So being a good designer is not just about being creative, but reasoning with the client. Tell them, okay, this and this may not work as you expect it to work, right? In my experience, I think if we do it like this or we do it like this, it would work out better, right? So that's another thing of being a good designer, right? It's not just about designing; it's also about reasoning and communication, right? So let me change this to railway media, right? Now the background is very light. That's why my text is not standing well, because the background is really light. I'll say I'm going to darken that a bit. So now this is my description, a very short description, right? Then I would like to make this a bit more artistic by adding a rectangle, right? So I'll press U and right click on the shape tool and rectangle, and I can do this, and I would like to make it yellow. I need to fix this yellow to be the same yellow, no stroke, and that's it. So I would like to rotate this now just to give direction. So this arrow is going to be guiding the viewer's eye, right? The viewer's eyes to this text. All right. Now, why does this work? Okay, I think this tutorial is going to be a bit longer. I don't like long tutorials, but hey, if you want to learn something, be willing to invest the time in it. Let me see. Yeah, that works. That shape is not 100% correct, but let's not waste time trying to fix that. Like I said, if this was for a real client, I was going to do things a bit much more precise, right? But this is, like I said, for tutorial. And I'm going to link this free PSD in the description below. So if you want to download the files to practice with or the templates, you're welcome to do so. Right now, okay, that's it. Now the next thing is to bring in images, right? Let me bring in images to summarize the whole. Sorry, I'll use rectangles. I like using rectangles for my images as place orders, right? So that's my first rectangle. My second, I think about 3 images is gonna be fine, and my third, sorry, that okay, I think 3 images will be fine, right? Control Shift, so I select all of them using Shift and holding on to them. Then I can adjust. Why is okay? Okay, Control T. Then I can adjust all of them respective. Then they're the same size, and I can adjust. I can distribute them equally, right? Now, If I put it like this, it don't look, because of the direction they fly, I have to adjust this, so that will be Control T. Now these are rectangles, they're a bit more tricky to manipulate, but let's see what we have. That looks good, and that looks good. Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, I think that aligns better. It's not 100%, but yeah, it does work. I think, wait, before I do that, I'd like, I think they're a bit too thin. Yeah. No. Okay. If I okay, and that works. Then now, oh, look at this thing that works. Now, there's an easy way to do this, right? There's an easy way to make your items skew. And the easier way to do that is to design everything. Then at the end, you hold all the items together, right? Except the picture, obviously, and the logo, because you don't want to skew the logo. But you're gonna hold everything together, then transform everything together, right? Using one anchor point. That's the best way to do it. But if you don't want to do that, now you can do it my way. But although my way takes a bit more time, because there's going to be constant adjustments and all those. So this is the image of laundry folded shirts, so that works. The background, I don't think it's working well. I might as well remove it for now, right? That's embedded. Another cleaning service. Okay, window cleaning. So this window might be an office window or home window, I don't know, whatever. Now I'm seeing the images I chose are not perfect, right? But like I said, and I'm gonna repeat this many times, this is for tutorial purposes, right? Yeah. Now there we go. And so the shortcut I'm using for clipping mask is Control Alt 3, right? I think I'll put that on the screen. Control Alt 3. Then there's office cleaning, right? So there we have it. Now these are my images, and I like grouping, so don't underestimate the power of grouping, right? Group your images and name them. I know many design, even I used to do this. There was a time I was designing, then I wouldn't group my items, or I wouldn't group my layers, and it was it looks like it's a lot of work to do, but you find out that it's tedious, because when you want to make a correction, now you try to figure out which layer is this, which layer is this. Then you have 100 layers. How are you going to do that? So it's always best to group your items. I don't like how rounded this look, but anyways, it's fine. Use a darker color, and can I put that center? Opacity. Yeah, okay. Now that's good. That's good. Okay, I think this works better. She's facet, because now the text is heading this direction, right? Can I just draw something there? Now the text is let me see. Okay. How do I adjust the weight? Now the text is in this direction, right? So all the elements are going, because when you're reading, you read from left to right. When you're writing, you write from left to right. So I think facing this side now, it just creates that balance between the text. I don't like the color of the marker, but let me just get rid of that. I don't know. I have no idea how I erase that. Okay, just do this. The next thing is I need to bring in my services, right? The services that this company is offering. Now, How do I do that? Still using this. Now, still using this this text, because that way everything is, I don't need to start making it. That way everything is aligned perfectly, right? I'll use this and I'll do this. I'll simply copy all of this services offered. Then I can make them going down, or I can make them going sideways, right? But I would love them to go sideways. So I'll simply to tab, okay, backspace, tab. I think that's it. Yeah. Then let me adjust this. Semi-bold. Yeah, that's good. That's good. And make this 0. Okay. So these are the services offered. And you are thinking, why does it look? Let's make it a bit spacious. Okay. That is it. I can use another rectangle. Oh, again. Let me show you another trick I used to do this, right? So I can just do a dash, right? That's my dash. Then I'll adjust it on this color. I want to make this like into a frame. I want to put this like into a frame, right? So Control T. I want to put the images like into a frame. Then I'll adjust this. Now you see how the whole thing looks. You see that it's aligning perfectly with this, right? And I'll just Control T, and I make this big text. This is a text element, not a rectangle, right? I'll show you. Now you're saying, why is it so heavy? Now, Photoshop is very smart because they allow you to modify almost anything. Now you can see my text width is 100 and my text height is 100. If I adjust this, I can adjust this this way. Well, not 0, but let's put 20 and see 20. Now, do you see that it does not change? Because if I were to transform it like this, like a shape, it was going to change the angle, because everything is a vector, right? So it was going to change the angle, and it was going to be a lot of work to work with. Then I can simply do this. If I don't want to increase anymore, I can simply increase the width of the text. There it goes. Now it doesn't look 100% rotated. I can just adjust that a bit there. So now, as you can see, this makes the whole thing look a bit organized, right? So I can adjust the height. Yeah, I'm gonna look at the height. Yeah, okay. And then these are our services now. I need to find a way to make this look better. Let's make it bigger. Well, let's make it bigger. Since we have nothing else on the flyer, we can make it bigger and all caps. But I would like them to be okay. I don't know about this. I'm trying to see how I can make it work better. Okay. Now I'm seeing something here. This is not aligning with this well. So what I'll do is I'll do Control X, right? Then I'll do Control V, so that this text I don't want anything to drop into the next line, but anyway, let's see. Is there a way that I can fix this? Yeah, there is a way. Okay. Now I want this upholstery cleaning. to drop here. You can just pick the text. So you can drop the text. Now you see that this involves a lot of manipulating and I can control T that, right? It involves a lot of manipulating but so what I'll do is I'll control J this. I want to make them a single line, right? Every text must be a single line, not multiple lines, right? So these two services I have. Now this is, you need to know what you're doing in order to execute this, because if you do not know what you're doing, you end up messing the whole thing, right, and confusing yourself. So please make sure you're not be careful not to confuse yourself. Be careful not to confuse yourself, because this can get confusing, right? Now this is what I'm doing here. I have to bring this back now. Okay, I hope you know what I'm trying to do. I hope you know what I'm trying to do here. I hope you know what I'm trying to do. That looks better. Right? So now I've everything. Then I still have one service that I need to put. So what I'll do is I'll control J this. Then I'll hold shift and drag it just to make sure it's all in a straight line. I'll hold start plus V. Start V, right? Then you're going to carpet and upholstery. So start V is a very your Windows logo plus V is like Control V, but the only difference is that it has more items on your clipboard. Normally Windows saves one item on the clipboard, right? But this is this one will save. You need to turn it on for the first time. You need to turn on. Then after that, you can save. I don't know up to how many, but you can save a multiple number of items to the clipboard, right? So I think that's carpet and upholstery. Now I have that deep cleaning and sanitization. I think that's the one that I need. Yeah, there. So now there we are. We have our services, right? Now I need to separate this to make sure to make it look like as they are, to make them look as they are one. So what I'm going to do is the same thing I did here, the same concept here. Also, where am I? I'm here, right? Okay, let me go to the first one, residential. I'll say Control J, right? Now, instead of doing it as text, I'm going to make blocks out of them. So block, that's in the first block. Tab. So this is like bullets. If you do documents or in your textbooks, I'm sure you have seen bullets in your textbooks and others. Okay, let me make a dash, not a underline there. A dash, not a, what's the term? I don't know the term, but anyways, I can adjust the height and let me adjust the color also. Okay. Now, do you see what I'm trying to do here? I'm just playing around with this thing. I know there are many ways you can do this. There are multiple ways, but I see this as the easiest way to do it for me. I don't know about you. Some will be, oh, that's too tedious. It's too much work. But I think this is the best way for me to do. Then let me go back to my color. Remember we have colors here, right? This colors here. So again, let me adjust this to my color here. Yeah. Now I want it to be a bit more darker. Dark blue. Yeah. Now, sorry. Okay, there we go. Then I can adjust this, right? So now, do you see that now everything is now aligning, and then I can just space this out to bring it back, to bring it closer to my, yeah, there you go. Now, at this stage, I can simply Control J, and I'll do this. So there I've got my bullets, and I'll do Control J, and now you see that everything is just aligning on its own. Now I may need to do one or two modifications, but it is aligning. It is aligning. Nevertheless, there we go. right? Let me just fix this. Yeah, I think that works well. Now I need to group this. This is the first one, so that will be one. Control G. Like I said, group your items. Group your items. Your layers, I mean. So that's gonna be O2. No, adjust that. Then that's so Control G is the shortcut we use in Photoshop for grouping. Then I can adjust the layer order. Control and the square brackets. Control square brackets up or down. 1, 2, 3, right? Now I can simply bring my number 2 up and number 3 up. Okay, there we go. Let me just close this rectangles, these colors, right? This is color guides. Now the text, I'm not sure about the work cap, so I can filter out my text out, and let's see if I make it. Yeah, I think it's cleaner that way. It's cleaner that way. And now I have to stay up to it. So now you see the work that it comes with. There's the work now. So designing is not easy. If you want to be a good designer, you have to make sure you have to be ready to work, rather. Be ready to work. So this is a big process. It's a very long process, but in the end it does pay off. Because one thing you must do as a designer, learn how to do the hard things, the difficult things. Learn how to do them. Well, I may say this is difficult, but then there are some designers there, right? To them it is not difficult. To them it is the bare minimum of work. Then to some it will be there. To some it will be rocket science. So it's work. Designing is a lot of work. It's a lot of work. I'm telling you, it's a lot of work. So you have to be ready to sacrifice, to bring all the work. So okay, I think I like the way this is now. The only problem is that the alignment is not well. So I can do this. Control A, select O, V, and I'll center that. Does that look well? It doesn't look well. Doesn't look well at all. Well, it's aligned, but it doesn't look well. I don't want this alignment, so I'll Control Z, Control D. I'll group them together, then try to align to the center. Doesn't look well also. Now you see the predicament I'm in, okay? Yeah, let's not worry about that. I'll Control J this, and that will be my title for services, right? Then I'll make sure this is on 100. I'll make sure this is on 100. Then I'll make this 30. Let's make that Montserrat. And regular. And all caps. I don't understand why it's so small. Then this is my services. Our services, rather. Our services. Our services. And there's a typo in there. I think 40 would work better. There's a typo there. Our services. Our services, right? Color can make it a bit darker. Then let's just increase the weight of that medium. I would like to underline that. There. And do that. Control T. Now, Looking at this, we can do better. We can do better. Why I'm saying this is that looking at everything developed together, I'm seeing that the angle at which I rotated the text or the element is looking to be too much. So I'll do the adjustments later. Like I said, this flyer, as I'm doing it now, I have never done it. This is my first time. So today when I woke up, I said, today this is the tutorial I'm going to do. And this was the first thing that came to mind. So it hasn't been practiced before. It hasn't been, hence the mistakes, hence the duration of the video. I like to keep my videos below 1 hour, but I can see we're already passing that time, right? Control G. So there's a background. Now I can make this. Let's just try to make this. Yeah. Okay, that works better. Luminosity, yeah. Then in this opacity of that, right? Now, yeah, that can work. That can work. What do you think? This, let me just align it to the center. Now, the next, I think we're done with our fly. The next thing will be to put our contacts, right? Now, following the same order, I'll take this, Control J, bring it down, right? Now, this time, I'm not going to write it here. I will increase the height of this, right? To feel that. So it's just like closing it off, right? Again, now I'll take this again and Control J. Sorry about that noise. Then let me just make it a different color so as to differentiate, right? I might want to cheat a bit, but it's fine. We're on. I'll play around with that. Yeah. I don't know what I'm doing, but I think this might work. Yeah, this might work. This might work. I'll tell you why I'm saying that. So now let's work around with this blending option to give it a lighter color, then pass it the right now. So this is I need to put my contact details there. I'll take the same text, Control J. You can see I'm not creating any new text. I'm just taking what I have, and I'll put this, right? Now hold Shift and I'll drag it here. So this is going to be the placeholder for the phone number 067-121-1481. Oh, let me see 1 or 1000. Yeah, I'm sure that number doesn't exist, but anyways, if it exists, coincidental. Remember, this is a fictional flyer. This does not exist. Maybe there is, but it's a fictional flyer. Now, here we are, right? We've got all this layout. I'm seeing my colors are not balancing. This color right here and this color don't balance, but it's fine. We're going to fix that, right? I'm trying not to be too close to the edges, right? I should have created guides before I started, but it's fine. We'll use my judgment to work that out. Okay, I think that's fine. If we print this, I don't think any text is going to cut out. Okay, there we are. I'll Control J this and use the same for an email. Right, so use the same text for an email. So that would be clean and shine at gmail.com. Clean and shine at gmail.com, right? Then that's going to be small, and that's going to be regular. I love regular. Who doesn't love regular? Okay. Then, oops, I think that's all caps. Supposed to put that in small letters. No, you know what? Doesn't matter. Does matter, but we're out of time, guys. gmail.com. This is gonna be a long tutorial, but yeah, if you made it here, thank you. I appreciate you for staying, and please subscribe to this channel. Please, I'm trying to grow this channel and to reach a certain number of subscribers by September, right? So I need your support. Please share my video. Please subscribe and just make sure you turn on that notification. Reason why? Because this is gonna help a lot of people. When I started doing design, I didn't know any designers like were actually doing tutorials that are good for me. I saw people that did tutorials for CorelDRAW, and I found CorelDRAW to be hard. Not that I can't use it, but I think it's a bit it's hard for me, I can say. I think it's hard for me. Yeah, but yeah, just share, then other people. Photoshop, I think Photoshop is the easiest for flyer design. Although it's not the correct industry approved for flyer designs, because when I say flyers, I mean for prints, right? Depending on which country you are, you will see that your clients have different applications of software, of advertising materials, not software. So most of them would want to use them for print method. Most of them would want to use them for online use. Yeah, it's different. So according to the work you're doing, or to the services you're rendering for your clients, you might want to use a software that's relevant to you. Now, for my case, my job involves me doing flyers, mainly flyers for Facebook and Instagram, right? For my clients, for where I work, and so I don't see the reason of using CorelDRAW and any other print software, right? But I'm just saying that for the sake of the job you're doing, or for the tasks or the projects you're working on, you might want to get a software that works for you and works for your clients as well. I say clients because what works for you may not work for your clients. I know people who have done designs in Photoshop, then they took it for print, then yeah, it was a disaster. Not that Photoshop can't print. Photoshop can do print design, but it's not the software for it. You must understand, it is not the software for it. If you want to do print, learn Illustrator, CorelDRAW, learn InDesign and all those other softwares. There's software specifically designed for that, right? So you must always, when you're learning graphic design, put that in mind. There's software for what I want to do. Get the right software, pay for the right software, right? Yeah. Where's I can't see that. Copy. So you can copy layer styles. Copy layer style, then I'll paste it here. Then there we go. Now there we are. That's my. I don't want to rotate this because I think it's already. Well, I think that can work. Color. I'm battling with my colors here, guys. I'm battling. So let's go to normal. Normal works. Yeah. I think that works well. Then here. Oops, what have I done? No. That's not it. What have I done? Okay. Nice. Okay. One thing is wrong here is the colors, right? Need to fix this. Let's try this. How we can fix this. Yeah. And this should also be well. Okay. Alignment. Control R to bring the rulers out, and I see that this text is not aligned. The logo is not aligned at all. So gleam and shine. And where's my icon? Images. Sorry about that. and I just fix that. Okay, there we are. And so I'd like to group this into one. Gleam and shine. Can we transform this to? I think it works better that way, right? So now we have a red flag. So others will leave it here and say, "Oh well, I've done my job," but others that have seen what I'm saying will seek out to do more. Images, triangle, Control G, right? So this is description. That's my description. And that's our logo description, right? Now I'll Control T, you see, then I'll hold this corner, shift, and bring everything down. Notice the images didn't do what the other. I think that's better. Just makes everything not. Now let's go to images also and hold Control Shift T. Let's see if that works. It worked. Control Shift T is just to repeat the last process that we did. That's why it's now center that. Then it looks better. Still looks skewed, but it looks less skewed than it was. And yeah, that's the creative idea. I didn't want to make me fly off flat because I thought this was going to be boring if it's off flat. That's why I did this. It's just a little trick that I learned, right? Sorry for that. But yeah. Is there anything that needs to fix? Yes, this is too plain. I don't like the way this is looking. I don't like the way it looks. Let me adjust my color, background color, make it darker. Yeah, that does work, but less embedded, right? Now let's include an image. Now, can put this image of this guy cleaning in the background. There's okay, cleaning. Then we can adjust the blending mode. Screen works better. Screen always works. Looks nice. Luminosity does work. Lighter color. Let's see. Soft light does work. Can reduce the opacity. Right. Can you see him? I hope you see the guy. Well, you don't need to see him that much because it's just in the background. Now, this background and this background are contrasting each other, or they are fighting, right? Contrasting, they're fighting. So how do I fix that? I must remove this and it becomes boring. Can change can try luminosity, or yeah, there, linear pen. There we go. Then I can simply just wrap that. I see. Okay, E is to erase. I choose the soft brush, then the size there. Can just get rid of some of those lines there, right? Let me try that again. Sorry. Okay. Create layer mask E. Can just do that. Yeah, if it does it make sense, yes or no, please type it there down in the comment section. Then I'll know if I made a mistake here or where I went wrong. But this looks professional to me. I don't know about you. This does look professional to me, right? Tell me what you think. If there's any adjustments I need to do, tell me. Okay, we need to fix this image, right? I said we're gonna get back to that. Let's fix our image. Add some texture because I'm seeing the lady doesn't have. There's no texture to the image. Texture and detail. Let's go to detail, and we can sharpen the image, right? Now, when you sharpen an image, you'll notice that there's some noise on it, right? Yeah, we can reduce some color noise but yeah, I think basically that's it. The image is a bit sharp. Yeah. What else? Okay. And the logo is not seated well. There we go. I didn't do justice with I did not do justice with the layouts. I didn't do just with the layouts. I can adjust that. I think there. Then the images, I can make them a bit bigger. Images, Control T. There we go. So everything is nice and aligned. Like this. Everything, just to make sure everything is nice and aligned, right? The logo could be there, right? Now let's turn that off. Cleaning, home and office cleaning services. Home and office cleaning services. Home and office. You say regular or regular works. Yeah. Let me just save that. File, place embedded. Let's just edit this. Control. Guys, so there we have it. That's our flyer designed in Photoshop from scratch. This is a professional flyer, right? Corporate companies that are doing corporate work, corporate cleaning services for high-end clients, for offices, you know, for the you can say upper class or middle class. This is something that they would go for, or something that you would want to design for them, right? So if you like this video, please hit that like button, share and subscribe to my video, and make sure that you share this to your friends. Make sure you share this to your designer friends, those people that you know that want to be a better graphic designer, right? Subscribe to my channel, and until we meet again, happy designing. Take care of yourselves.